Hello, hello, hello. Welcome back. We are here once again. We are down a Nord who generally plays Malcolm or Tanya, depending on things. So they will be off exploring reservoirs for the rest of the day and checking over. Well, that being out of the way, would someone like to give me a recap, even if it's just what their character did?
Um, I don't think Colwyn actually got up to very much
No, he
last
didn't.
session. Um,
We had a lot of people really sitting on the things. But sorry, I interrupted. Rude of me.
no. The way in which I talked about that was such that it would be natural that someone just go, "Yes, you are correct." It wasn't like I was going, and then it wasn't naturally leading on to something else. It was literally me kind of going, "What did my character
I
do?"
think he had a little bit in the desert, got teleported back,
hmm
arranged things, realised that the presentation wasn't until the performance that night on the
Oh
stage.
yes, I remember. And so yeah, then he went to see Jack. Thank you
Mm-hmm.
for prompting me. And made arrangements with a certain organisation to ensure that um, a very morally dubious act was at least carried out with the correct paperwork with the correct organisation.
Yes, yes, I remember that.
Full disclosure: he subcontracted a murder to someone else.
At Jack's advice, because Jack was like, "We don't touch that shit. That's a
Yeah,
good way to start a war."
yeah. There is a difference between someone happening to die on a job through self-defense or something and going, yes, I'm going outside to murder the mayor.
Well,
Anyway,
Mm.
um,
So
rolling
Ten-
down the
tag out.
line, rolling down the
Tenzin got
line, Denson.
Tenzin decided that he was going to do some stuff. Um, Bit of gardening, maybe not.
Do you remember? Do you want me
Well,
to prompt you?
from what I remembered, some people died.
Yep.
Straight in strange circumstances.
Well, that's strange, but yeah, go on.
Yeah, he murder stabbed a couple of people who were transporting the Golden Kiss poison about. Um, Nicked their cart, took it back, made an excuse that he'd forgotten something, put the bodies in a barrel and sealed it. Um, then a couple of strange characters turned up. That's somebody called Kaplan and Malcolm turned up, and he explained to them what had gone on. Honest. Um,
Mm.
then a dwarf turned up and nicked the cart, and basically, from what he could tell, just passed without trace the cart off into the distance, or turned it invisible, one of the
Mm-hmm.
two. And he tried to chase it across the city, which he kind of failed. But because it was going back into the city, he found out that it wasn't going out the gate or anything.
Yep.
He instantly thought that there was probably going to be some sort of attack, and the best way of doing it would be the water supply.
Yep.
So he relayed this to Malcolm, and
Logical reasoning, but yeah.
yeah, he decided that the wells and the cistern, which turned out to be an enormous lake underground, should be checked out.
Mm.
So Malcolm went to try and sweet talk his way through the guards and failed miserably. And Denzin went straight up to the commander, who it turns out was in on the Crown Takers being set up. he revealed who he was for the first time ever to the Lord of the Keep, who said, "Right, what do you need?" And he suggested that the water supply might be in danger, although it's very well guarded. So he's, basically got permission to go down for him and Malcolm, and they went down and they're now searching the big cistern.
Mm.
I'm
The
not sure
underground
if there's
lake.
anything else. Yeah, I
Kathleen.
don't think there's anything else.
No, you pretty much hit that nail on the head.
Top.
I will make one note there on Malcolm's point of view. Malcolm did use a detect poison on the water, found it pure
Mm-hmm.
and uncontaminated.
Oh yeah, I did suggest that all the side chutes and everything to the wells be searched as well, just in case somebody had put something down the wells.
Yep.
So.
That is not an issue. Right. Which will bring us to the little bit of a side adventure Kaplan had after he split from you guys after the cart chase.
Kaplan realized that he doesn't have doesn't have any reason to go down into the water supply. So he went up to investigate the tattoo and talked to Dorin.
He pursued the dwarven connection to it.
Yes.
Basically.
And so he is currently in one of Carrick's waiting rooms because Dorin was having a meeting with Carrick at the time, waiting on a dwarven rune speaker to see if they can read anything about the
rune speaker Ms. Dell Coldheart, I believe her name is. I'll copy paste the note in your notes, man. Okay. And we left you having tea with the two leaders there, Lord Carrick, Clan Chief, Clan Lord Dorin and Lord Carrick. Which brings us to Jaidus and what she got up to.
Jaidus had a catch-up session with an old friend. Old friend. We then went over to the tailor's to get an outfit resized because she's now a bit more generous than she used to be.
I think before that you went on a shopping spree for a collar and a
earrings, and while we were making our way to or somewhere with Carrick, because the dance performance has now been put up to the evening because everybody's leaving. We bumped into Sam, the now famous race winner. We didn't get an autograph, sadly.
Well, there'll be time for that later. He's not leaving the city yet.
That's right. I think G got a photograph.
Yeah.
He tried to pass a coded message to him, which he didn't get the message about. So
get you in a second, dude.
And then I think we were heading back to the camp.
I believe you were.
That's pretty much Jaidus.
Oh wait, we've already. James was last on the list. We'll get back to you in a second. Anything there that they missed, to your knowledge, Mr. Note Taker?
It was insinuated that Serene is a clone of Silver. Last episode. Whether she 100% is...
It wasn't so much insinuated, so much as outright stated, pretty much.
Losing the name.
One of Denton's other inquiries was exactly what is feeding the poisonous frogs. And Kaplan actually caught Denton out in a lie about being at the being at Siphon and Souls when it exploded.
Yes, he rolled very bad deception versus your insight on something.
Yeah.
There, right.
It was about damn time.
And you were prepared to call bullshit on it. And you told him that you'll talk later. So that's where we'll finish up last week.
One more thing. Jaidus and Serene came by the tail and say, "Quick, we need this dress done now." But Kaplan was out and about, and Jaidus thought that the Kaplan not being at his business was unprofessional.
Yeah.
To put it in the nicest way.
No. Serene literally walking out said it seemed very unprofessional. I think we touched on the whole going to the tailors though.
Yep.
I wasn't going into too much detail. It was just touch bases.
But if we're going to get kind of nitpicky on that, it's Serene was the one that said it was unprofessional. Jaidus just agreed.
Yeah. Anyway, enough. Kaplan. No, not Kaplan. Colwyn. Make your way to the keep. Blood test at the gates. In you go, heading upstairs with directions towards the room of Clan Lord Dorin. At Jack's request, to maintain contact and organise the time and locate, not the location, but the time, to make sure that things are moving along and things haven't changed with the current situation with the worms.
Yep.
You arrive at the door. There's a guard there, stone-faced, looks at you, goes, "Hey, you're a shifty one, aren't you? What can I do for you?"
Don't you recognise me?
Oh, wait, you're the one that was a friend of the cousin, weren't you?
That's right. Need to see him.
He's down at the Alvin fancy boy, the bloody Lord Carrick's room, talking to organising transport for the Saisei contingent and a few other things.
Right. Do you know how long he's going to be, or would it make more sense to go and catch him there?
I'd say catch him there, lad. It's going to be hours. A lot of negotiating and prices to talk about and discuss.
Sure.
Ed.
Yes.
Just a point. I think you're Colwyn at the minute, not Sam Smith. I think you changed.
Yeah. Yes.
Oh yeah, I did.
Yeah.
Thank you. I had.
Just on the accent front.
Yeah, no,
I
no,
just
no.
noticed you were still Sam.
Yeah.
Well, that's the thing with it. Something goes for a week. You can forget the slight details.
It was a very small thing at the tail end of it. He basically finds somewhere and takes off the hat where no one sees him, and that was it. At the very tail end of your scene.
Yes, because he didn't want to have to go around and have, people asking for autographs, funnily enough.
Or to be associated with things that Sam Smith wouldn't be involved with.
Precisely.
Yeah, sorry about that. Carry on.
Huh?
No, thank you. That's a useful
character mindset.
Yeah, that's the thing. This is you guys are used to having multiple characters on the go. I've only recently.
Oh yeah.
Anyway, he points you down the hall, gives you some directions to Carrick's room. You make your way down through the hallways. The solidity of the keep, the thing. You look at the walls, noticing the one thing that Gulda pointed out to you as you were travelling in the keep is the dwarven runes etched everywhere. The basis of the magic that protects keep is actually based not only in the divine realm granted by Sol, but dwarven runic magic.
Oh, sorry, I've got a phone call.
Okay, we'll leave him there. Jaidus.
Yes.
Walking back to the camp with Serene, you bring her up to speed on the small parts that you'd brushed over, the actual identities of the people that had been staying at the camp who'd assisted you with the travel and had become part of an extended group there for the troop, providing security and companionship and, something that you'd been caught up in. And it had just continued as a thing in spite of, everyone having reached the joint destination. She listens attentively.
Sorry, I'm back.
Welcome back.
And welcome back. We'll get back to you in a sec. I jumped ahead. You get back to the camp and what are you doing?
Jason's sort of like kind of taps her palms together, sort of like kind of, and then shrugs. So
Well,
that is story. It is has been interesting ride.
Doreen looks at you, taps you gently on the chin. You, girl, need to take some time and to go ahead and enjoy your adventure. Because it sounds like you're in the middle of one.
Yeah.
Certainly does. I will try and find my compadre. In the meantime, I will, however, stand here and I will watch while you ask for your heart back from Daisy. Go on.
Turns bright red. Looks around. Turns to the camp and goes, everyone! It seems our performance has been moved forward to tonight. As we told you earlier, it is time, and she starts laying out orders, directing people, guiding them, getting everyone moving. Then, while everyone's distracted, she goes up to Daisy, touches her on the elbow. Daisy, might I have a word? Daisy looks at her, raised an eyebrow, expression a bit distant, cold. In private? No. Daisy's like, no. He's fine. Serene looks uncomfortable and goes, I believe you have helpers. She raised an eyebrow, waits. Serene stutters, stops. I believe you have my help. Daisy gives her a tight smile. Eyes angry. She said, almost too softly for you to hear, Jaidus, she says, you could have told me. I cried tears for you.
Sorry to interrupt, Ash. You are trailing off a teeny bit when you're doing.
Is that better? It's
yeah,
just
saying.
I tend to, my voice tends to follow the scene, and I do have my settings lowered so that you don't come through on my mic when you talk.
No, just saying.
Sensitive. Yeah, you're right, Ben. It's just a sensitivity on the mic thing, on the values of the mic, the voice activation. She says, I can't even remember what I was saying now after that interruption. What was the last thing I said? Does anyone know? I get.
Yes.
You could have told me.
Train of thought's gone completely.
And
just leave it with me. They moving towards her tent. They're still talking softly. Daisy, entire posture is angry. You catch part of it, Jaidus. As Daisy is literally laying into her, and just Serene's face is bright red, and she is stammering apology after apology. Disappear into Daisy's tent.
Knowing potentially kind of, or having a suspicion about Serene's own perception, Jaidus is going to whisper softly, "Words will do nothing for you. It is actions that you need now. Take a chance." And she's going to go head out to go and find Colin.
Okay, off you go. Where are you heading to try and find Colin?
I am going to meander around kind of the last place that I had seen Colwyn.
Last place you'd seen him was coming from the keep.
So I'm going to head towards the keep.
Okay.
I'm going to head towards the keep, but I'm going to ask one of the guards there if they'd seen Colin.
Okay, yep, because Ed very might have been heading, maybe he asked for directions. So you head to the keep, talk to some of the guards, there you go. And you ask them about Colin, giving him a description. Oh yeah, we saw him come in not too long ago. Asked for directions up to Clan Lord Dorin's rooms.
I was just there. Well, not Clan Lord Dorin's. I went to go see Carrick, but I seem to be going backwards and forwards to the same places.
Forwards and back.
I need a drink.
Anyway. Gives you a
Thank
smile.
you very much.
Hold up, miss. We need to get a test from you to see if you're you.
Oh, yeah,
Is
sure.
quick enough.
Prick away. I'll hold
Quick
out my hand.
enough, and in you go.
Yep.
You're not a doppelganger.
I am not a doppelganger.
To the best of
That
your
I know
knowledge,
of.
until I tell you that otherwise. I've done that once already. You go upstairs, following the thing to. As you're going up, you remember that Dorin was heading to Carrick's apartment not too long. So you wonder if he's in his room or Carrick's still.
I will linger at a T-junction.
You linger. Guard sees you and goes, "Can I help you there, miss?"
I am looking for my companion, Colwyn. Short guy. Fairly handsome. Bit of a mouth.
Curly hair?
That's the one.
Saw him heading over to the dwarf rooms earlier, and then he came back, heading towards the elfin rooms, I believe.
All right. I will wait outside for him. I do not want to disturb at whatever meeting he's having. But I don't want to miss him either.
So you start heading towards the Elven rooms. Colin, where exactly did I leave you? I think you were just getting to the doors, weren't you?
Yes.
Actually, you just left the Elven apartments as you're coming back through at the crossroads. At the junction leading from the stairs, you see Jaidus standing there, looking down the hall to your right. Actually, they said you'd gone past. Shit, never mind.
If you want to just cut to me being in the room about to have a conversation, I think
Yes.
that works too, rather than
Yes.
having to think about the logistics.
So
It's wonderful things about TV is that you don't need to show everything. You can just infer.
yeah, I'm trying to figure out what's what. You get to the doors, knock, 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 in you go. You see sitting there at the table having a nice tea break. Well, tea for Lord Carrick and G. Kaplan. You're not sure what's in the flask that Clan Lord Dorin's drinking from. Though you suspect it's not tea.
More than likely. Afternoon.
Well, bugger me! How many interruptions are we going to have today? Oh, sorry, Carrick. I shouldn't have interrupted. No, it's quite all right, Lord Dorin. How may I help you there, sir? Oh, I
God.
suspect he's here for me to talk to me.
Yes, I was summoned.
Oh, I've been looking for you, but I haven't summoned you. I'm assuming Jaidus got that message to you. That I was looking to speak to you.
I got it on the grapevine.
Right, well, if you give me a moment there, Carrick, might I use your sitting room again? Oh, by all means. Takes you over to a side door into a small sort of sitting room, reading room, bookshelf with books, comfortable armchairs. Motions you for you to sit down. Takes the other chair. Right, lad. I need you to get in touch with your friends in the, let's say, the trades, you know? That we need to move this meeting forward.
Okay.
My thinking's tomorrow night would be best.
Tomorrow night, right? Any notion as to where and a more specific time?
Location hasn't changed. I gotta set a tent out on the got it by some of my men. I can give you the location. Specific time, well, I'm open to suggestions. You're the first one I've actually spoken to. Actually, would you be so kind to fetch that tailor in here?
I was going to say that G probably looks at does G know who G knows who that Coleman's involved somewhat in the Shadow Summit, right?
I believe it's been mentioned in the meetings you've had.
Yep. So G would have given Dorin a look like, should I be in this meeting as well? When he took him aside, but yeah.
It happened pretty quick, and it was an afterthought. It's fine. I've got it covered. Would you be so kind to get that tailor in here for me?
Any idea where I should start looking?
Oh, he's sitting out in the bloody room there having a cup of tea with the elf.
Okay. He goes to the door. Oi, groundsman, get your ass in here.
He gives him the dirtiest fucking look.
You watch as Lord Carrick almost spits the tea in his coughing, having just had a drink, coming out of his nose painfully, and looks at Buddy G. Kaplan with shock and a little bit of horror.
Are there any guards in the room?
Nope.
Kaplan's going to say, "Is there anyone else who'd like? Do you just want to put a bloody notice on the board saying this guy is a secret agent and poster it all over the fucking town? Seriously."
Eric looks at you, coughs. I can arrange that if you want.
I'm sorry, I'm not hearing, yes, sir, right away.
And at this point, Kaplan's recovering and says politely to Carrick, "No, thank you on the flyers. If you'll excuse me."
That's quite all right. Your secret's safe with me, sir, until I can use it against you in the kingdom.
Sleep tight, Carrick. He knows where you live.
Yes, so do my cards.
Oh, it's cute that you think that. As you leave the room, Kaplan, you look back over your shoulder and you see Carrick looking at Colin with a look of absolute horror on his face. Right, lads, what the hell was that nonsense about?
Well, apparently
Practical
I'm not so much a
joke.
secret. Apparently, I'm not so much a secret agent anymore. I'm just an
Public agent, right? Anyway, that's neither here nor there. Not too many know who you are. You're fine.
A lot to do.
Well, your enemies, as long as your enemies don't.
True.
Anyway, we're not here to play games of nations here at the moment. Tomorrow night, shout out someone, both of you. We need a suggestion of time.
2 hours before midnight.
Works for me. 2 hours before midnight. He reaches out, draws it out of his desk, starts writing a note. As you're watching, you look over his shoulder. Do either of you look over his shoulder at what he's writing?
I will, probably.
I was going to say, because you're both suspicious fucks.
I'm going to do it used passively.
Okay, so Colin, looking at it, you see brief note to the Master Assassin. Shadow Summit, 2 hours before midnight. As you watch, each word as he writes it disappears. Right, that's done. The Assassin's Guild's got the message. And they'll get it to whoever their representative is. That was the easy one. Righty then, let's go. Who else needs to know? The Ministry of Security from Sicily. I think is the last one that needs to be informed. Would you be so kind as to go see the Silver Dragon put on for me there, lad? Looking at you, Colin. And pass that on for me. Or would you prefer it to be on the label and have me send a messenger?
No, not at all. In fact, I need to go there anyway.
Oh?
Yeah.
All right, then I will leave you to that, lad. Pleasure. I appreciate your discretion and you coming forward so quick. After you got my message. This so much to do and so little bloody time.
Of course.
Uh,
The job's to be done. The job's to be done. I've said.
If you would tell me when you're ready.
What's that?
Kaplan wants to. Kaplan's going to update Colwyn about what's happened.
Yep. Do you
Before
do that
he
in
leaves.
front of Dorin, or?
He may as well.
Okay. So, what do you bring him up to speed on?
Some stuff's happened whilst you've been out in the desert. It's to do with the Shadow Hand poison. Very recently we chased a cart of it towards the keep, but lost track of it. A shopkeeper who worked for the Shadow Hand, apparently the faction which didn't want outright war, if you believe him, his shop exploded, which I suspect the gardener had something to do with it. I do have to catch up.
What bloody gardener? Now there's a gardener involved? What the hell is this? We got bakers, tailors, bloody
All trades.
gardeners. We got a bloody investigator. What the hell is going on? A few people.
Yes. And when the owner of the shop died, he had this warning. This will look a bit gross. He had this tattoo on him, which I'm waiting for a dwarven rune speaker to translate. Yeah.
As you are saying this,
Actually, sorry. No, please go on, Ash. Colwyn wants to respond, but it can wait.
as you're saying this, there is a polite knock at the door to the sitting room you're in. One moment! Looks at you, Colin, seeing that you've got something on your mind.
I was just going to ask our mutual acquaintance here whether or not he recognises this handwriting, and he produces the letter that the assassin had on him for directions on what was going to be happening.
Remind me what it said.
I think the words to the effect of, like, wait for them by the gully, make sure no one gets past.
Yeah. He looks at it long and...
I was passing it to Tristan.
Investigation for me there. Gee. As you're doing this, Dorin gets up, opens the door, looks out, has a quiet conversation with someone. I haven't actually got it up. Screen.
18.
2 seconds. If you only see it because you lived in Saisei for so long, and you've seen others that were born in Saisei but writing in common. There's this distinct. It's not incorrect. It's just a way that it's done that the majority of them have when writing in common, as opposed to the Saisei characters.
Like if, for example, someone who was born in Asia, like China or Japan, has got a similar way of writing English.
Yeah, there's this distinct something that stands out. That this hand was written by someone who was dragonborn. To your eye.
Yeah, Kaplan says that, like, I can't put a name to it, but if I had to guess, it would be a dragonborn or someone from Saisei. Just the way they write, just the way they round their characters in common and in common and whatnot.
Makes sense. I found this on a bunch of assassins waiting for me in one of the gullies during the race. given that there's a lot of competition between the Sisay and Dragonborn. It wouldn't surprise me that one of them would be willing to see about killing the others. I just need to work out who.
Dorin comes back from the door. Well, turns to Eugene, goes, well, I had my men go down to see if Rune Speaker, Ms. Dahl, could come up and see you, but she's very busy with a item that needs to be completed, a gift for the council for the meeting, and that's all obviously being moved forward. So she's in. She might be able to spare. She's got a moment to spare for you down in her rooms, but she can't come up to you at the moment. And you'll have to excuse her, but she'll have to keep working while she's talking to you.
Very well. If nobody has anything else, I shall excuse myself.
Quite all right. And he talks to you quietly, giving you directions to the rooms. Colwyn, was there anything else that you needed there?
Let's see. Get the message across. Try and get some information. On that, there's not really much point in showing him the letter, and there is no way that if he asked the assassin guild saying, "Excuse me, did somebody hire you to kill these people?" that would go well for him. So
you wouldn't even know who to ask me.
Exactly. So yeah, the meeting tomorrow evening at 10 p.m. and when are they expecting Sam Smith to turn up for
Tonight about 7 p.m.
7 p.m. current day?
Yep.
How long has he got?
It is roughly about 2 to 3 p.m. at the moment.
Okay, so yeah, he's going to go to the
Dragonborn's apartments, yeah.
Yeah. And
So-
after that, probably take some time for something else and move on. So yeah,
So you exit the room, starting towards that intersection that branches off to all of the different apartments.
Can I quickly ask one question?
Mm-hmm.
Kaplan has been told where the meeting is, right?
Yeah.
All right, just checking, because otherwise he'd ask there.
Yeah, he was right in the room, dude.
Oh,
yeah. You all know that Doran's got a tent set aside on the outskirts of the tent city, guarded by his men. That he's, had there and set up for the last couple of days. He had it set up previous to that.
I think Golder
getting away from it.
Passed that information on.
Yeah, he did. It's been a thing since day 1 or day 2. So, Colvin, as you leave and head back to that initial juncture at the stairs, you see Jaidus standing there.
Hello.
Oh,
Miss Jaidus,
there's a face.
I'll be with you
I've been
very
missing.
shortly.
Both talking at once here, guys.
Sorry.
You go.
Colwyn is happy to see her.
I have been released from duties at least until performance tonight, which reminds me. She looks at G. Our performance has been moved to tonight. And you are the only one, apparently, who can do alterations on our material.
Yes, yes, that message was passed along to me. I will see you in about an hour at your camp to do the alterations.
Thank you. So, what is happening? I have been out of loop. I do not like being out of loop.
At this point, Kaplan says, Colwyn knows as much as most people. I have to make another meeting and then rush off to do some alterations. So, if you don't mind filling Jaidus in, Colwyn.
About, you do know that I've spent the last 2 or 3 days in the desert.
Yeah, but he's literally just brought you up to speed in the room while you were sitting there with Dorin, Clan Lord Dorin.
Right, okay. The fact that, sorry, this is the autistic part of the player kind of going, you used a broad sweeping statement. I'm going to need more than that.
Yeah, sorry. Just cover it quickly out of character, G.
There was a shop link to the Apparently the shop, a shop belonging to a member of the Shattered Hand, who was one of the quote unquote good factions who didn't want all out war, was destroyed in a fireball, and then the owner got literally squashed in front of us. The keep's gardener is suspicious, and G thinks he has something to do with that. A tattoo was recovered with dwarven writing on it, which is on his way to get looked at now. And apparently the gardener went and killed a couple of people who were the gardener went and killed a couple of people who were trying to move some of the poison. The cart got stolen and was headed towards the keep, but we lost track of it. And investigator and what's his name is down, and Malcolm is down searching the Malcolm and the gardener are down in the down the water source now, making sure it's fine.
Can I do a? Would it be a history or investigation on my knowledge of this poison, or poisons in general?
It'd be a history for you.
History for me.
From things that might have been taught to you at Bard's College. And history.
Second 3.
You were absent on that day playing hockey.
Yep. Damn it. There's something There is something niggling. I cannot remember. I must not have paid attention that day.
So, G, you leave the room, heading downstairs. Colwyn, you bring Jaidus up to speed.
And that's about the shape of it.
Exciting times. Well. So what do you need me to do? Aside from a hug, you look like you need a hug. She holds our arms.
Yeah, he goes in and sort of, not exactly awkwardly has to reach up, but yeah, sort of just having to adjust himself to give her a squeeze.
She sort of like kind of bends down, grabs him, lifts him up, bear hug, squish, and then drops him.
Oh.
There you go.
I don't.
Sorry.
He takes a second to gather himself. You're lucky I like you.
The powder of hugs. When was the last time you had something to eat?
a few hours back. I need to go and have a quick meeting, and then I'm going to head back to camp and get some grub. But before I go, he gets the letter out again. Found this on a bunch of assassins waiting for the riders in the desert. Got told by Mr. Kaplan that this is the likely to be the handwriting of a dragonborn from Saisei. I'm inclined to believe him, given that a lot of them are in competition with each other in the race, very fiercely so. But I need to figure out how to find out who wrote it, because by the looks of things, all of them had motives. Although, I have a feeling that there is another who is more than willing to sell his honour for a bit of gold and to have a annoyance out of the way.
There is always one. Is it investigation for the letter, or?
Investigation.
I can confirm Dragonborn, but I do not recognize the writing myself.
Do me a favour.
Mhm.
If you happen to bump into Jin Hei, he's the one who, quote-unquote, came second in the race. See if you can't get an autograph for him. Maybe... Huh. Never mind.
Sorry
I
to
think-
interrupt.
Yeah?
You did get an autograph from him.
I did, didn't I?
Yeah, and it didn't match.
Yeah. That's why I was going... actually, you know what? Never mind.
Mm.
Never mind, I've got... Yeah, his autograph. I just remembered he gets the bit of paper out, checks it against it, and yeah, there's enough to kind of go, no, not a match. But if you see any of the other riders and you get the opportunity, no sweat if you don't.
The other Dragonborn rider was Mihan. Or Han Mi.
Thank you, make a note of that.
Admittedly, while I was wandering around the town, I saw a lot of people leaving. So I would not be surprised if he's already gone.
Yeah. It's the ones that can't leave that I feel sorry for, or at least can't leave as easily. Anyway, I'll see you back in camp in a couple of hours, okay?
Yes, sure.
Oh, he takes her paw before he leaves. He's at squeeze. We're the last two of the original group. Gonna need to have words with folks before we get together again to move on. I think there's enough common purpose, but there's not enough common trust. If we're going to be working together with this lot, we need to make sure we're on the same page, no?
It would be good to have a ground zero starting point.
Yeah.
But, I mean, I have performance tonight. So
Of course. Of course. Just putting it on your map, so to speak. I'll see you later, Jaidus.
I will catch you later. Oh, is there anything specific you would like to have to eat tonight? I can make sure Daisy gets it done.
He takes a moment, thinks, just says, if she's cooking it, I'll be happy with whatever she puts together. She's more than capable. You can tell her that.
I certainly will do. If you need me, you know where to find me.
Well, I'll know where to find you eventually. given the way things have been going. But in any case, best be off. And he gives her a smile, nod, one last little squeeze, and is on his way.
He sort of like only gives him a sad look as he goes off. There is too much stress. And then heads back to camp.
Oh,
Right. Gee, while this is happening, you've made your way down the hall to the room allotted to rune speaker Ms. Dell. Knock, knock, knock. I'm assuming you knock on the door. I apologise if you didn't.
Yes. The other thing is, she's going to get a message to Jeffrey. Whilst this is happening, and he says, and the message is going to be, I need you to start packing up and prepare to get everyone back. So I say, I may be travelling behind.
Acknowledge, sir. I'll get them right on it. I'll have your kit sent to the camp to await your arrival there to make those alterations.
I've got everything I need on me as always, but thank you anyway.
Understood, sir. And you get to the door. You knock on the door that was pointed out to you. Oh, what the hell do you want? I'm busy. Come in, come in.
Sorry, writing down notes. This is, I'm told that you are the Dwarven rune speaker.
You see a dwarven female there, dark blue robes, runic patterns around the edges, which you understand to be also arcane symbols for dwarves. It is well crafted. With your tailoring experience, it is extremely well crafted. And you wouldn't be surprised if those runes were actually magically imbued. She looks up at you, her pair of glasses on, a magnifying glass over one, making her right eye appear huge. Well, lad, what can I help you with for?
Sorry, it's just admiring the work in the room. I have some runic writing, and I must warn you, it is on a piece of detached skin, which has dwarven runes on it. I was wondering if you could identify them.
Well, give me a moment. She puts up a quill. Your passive perception is 18, isn't it?
Yes.
I want you to roll me and just give me a d20. What's your wisdom, actually?
Wisdom is 16.
You notice a few things around the room as you're just generally scanning it. You see a cloak hanging up on it. Vaguely notice the colour on it being burgundy, maroon. Runes carved on it, etched onto it. Fine, really well made. The ink pot that she has there has this faint golden tinge to the ink. And you're going to elaborate on that roll?
You told me to roll a d20.
Ah, right. But it doesn't really click for you. Any of it. There's... Well, what can I do for you, lad?
Kaplan's already mentioned that he's going to show the rune speakers.
So you bring out the thing.
Yeah.
She looks at it, brings it up under a magnifying. Oh, this looks like a modified glyph of warding of some sort. It's not a glyph of warding as such as you and I'd know, but it's modified, much more powerful, tying the, well, let's say, victim, in this case, to secrecy on certain points. If they reveal certain knowledge or seem to be about to disclose it, it will trigger a magical effect that will kill them. I mean, it might be a modified power word kill or some such like that.
Power word squash, if anything. But yes.
Oh, very good. Squash wrung him out like a grape, did it?
Yes, I have to throw out one of my carpets now.
So, that's no good, lad.
Um,
I could always try to prestidigitate it for you.
I've got my own people for that. We did notice that he got information out before this happened, so it's weird that it
Maybe
almost
it was something a bit more sensitive. And as you're talking, that roller, where it clicks, your eyes travel back to that cloak, remembering the colour of the cloak of the driver of the wagon that stole the poison. You there?
Yep, sorry.
It was maroon.
It was maroon, yeah.
Kaplan's going to say, this is a long shot, but you don't know
Yeah?
anything about a poison named the Golden Kiss or any defense against it by chance?
Oh, horrible stuff, horrible stuff. It was by the Shadow Hand before they were destroyed, I believe.
Insight, is she withholding?
Gee, you know what? Give me 1 second. She has told you that it's used by the Shadow Hand, which is true, but maybe she knows more of it. Maybe, but there's a slight hesitation. I believe that it was used to kill one of the Clan Lords back in the day before the Shadow Hand was wiped out.
Interesting. Just for research, and if you don't know, that's fine. You wouldn't be able to tell me the name of the person?
What person?
The Clan Lord who got
Oh, it was my
kissed.
It was sorry.
Kissed. Who got kissed with the golden kissed.
Oh, you mean murdered? I wouldn't
Well,
say
yeah.
kiss. That seems far too gentle.
It is. It is out of If I go around saying murder a lot, people tend to get upset.
Spade's a spade, son.
I tend to
It was a lady of the clan Cold Heart, my clan, Sothiel Bahak.
What's the clan name? Sorry.
Sothiel Bahak Cold Heart. She was the first female clan chief, and we fear that she was murdered by her competitors, by people, the purists, people that didn't feel that, and she came from a minor clan, and didn't take the name Cold Heart until later. She was a branch clan, if that makes sense. It's like a minor house coming in to take over a lot, far more powerful house. Who's you human to see it. And a lot of her rifles. Did away with thinking it was unnatural and a breach of tradition that clan chiefs, clan lords should be male. The cold heart set him right. It was a massacre.
Well, thank you very much for your time, ma'am.
Oh, my pleasure. Give me 1 second.
And he has
Hold
one.
up. She looks at you and sees your eyes. Your gaze keeps going back to that cloak. I see you looking at my craft cloak. It's a maroon marks a rune speaker. If I was a rune carver, it'd be gold.
And if it would, does this one have like the gold edging? Which
Yes,
I
it
think
does.
the other. All right.
So the inference there is it is it's a marking of rank amongst the runecasters of the dwarven plains.
Oh yes, it is. As far as that goes, as far as that goes, it is fine needlework. But as far as that goes, I don't think I could stitch better myself.
As you're talking, she nods absently, continuing to carve runes on the base of a goblet. Very, very carefully, whispering words that you don't understand. Do you speak Dwarven?
No, I can check, but I'm pretty sure the answer is no.
Yeah. Under her breath, occasionally dipping the oil that she's using to carve it back into that ink, that whatever it is that she's using to etch into the base of that goblet. And you see a series of them on the table in front of you. If you don't mind, I've got to get these done for the summit as a clan gift to the summit.
All
to
good. All good.
Toast from. Fine dwarven goblets.
Yes. If you can put some poison resist runes in there, because everyone's talking about the golden kiss being going around.
Oh, that's horrible. Who would do such a thing?
Shattered hand, apparently. But
But they're all dead, I thought.
out of curiosity, I realize that dwarves generally have a great constitution, and poison doesn't really do much for them. Does the golden kiss affect you guys, or is it?
She gives you a very blank look and she blinks. You do
Hang on.
remember that I did tell you that
Hang
one
on,
of my
yeah.
ancestors
Never mind. I
died from it.
just realized that was said. Never mind. He just says, if you, just apparently there's some golden kiss poison going around. So any poison stuff you can do for the delegates.
I don't know how much poison resistance to do against it.
Well, it can't hurt. It can't hurt now, can it?
No, I guess not. I'll see what I can do. And she continues what she's doing, not even looking up to see if you're there or left, or very focused on her work.
Kaplan leaves and starts heading towards A2 to do the fabric, to do the fitting.
Okay, Colin, you head up to see the Dragonborn.
I was going to humbly request a short break for coffee et al.
Yep, that's fine,
Yes.
man. It is 26 past 22.
Yeah.
Right,
Okay.
take us out,
Yeah.
and We'll get.
And also, before you get back to me, you haven't given Phil any time to do things with his character.
Yeah, I was
really,
going to
so-
suggest
Not a
that too.
problem.
Feels
You guys have got lots of stuff to do. I've got
Feels-
lake to search.
that, and having said that, man, if you looked at the last session, Phil took like 60% of the
Loads.
show last time. I
True,
get into him.
but
He's going to
I
have
am
a
not. I am
there
not.
will be a
I am not
huge
worried
chunk there.
at the moment.
All right,
Yeah.
I'm going to put us on break and we can chat about this when we're out.
Mhm.
Tenzin,
Mm.
you watch as Malcolm bends down, says a prayer to his goddess, and confirms that the water is pure. The patrol's kind of standing there watching you, and the head guard, the leader of the patrol, looks at you and goes, "Would you like to join us for our patrol, sir? Or we're going to check each of the well
Okay.
towers."
That sounds like an excellent idea. And yes, I think I probably should come along. I have some familiarity with this particular nasty poison.
Well, we should be get going. You walk along, traveling by foot. You come to a heading around, and you can't tell directions down here. You travel left from the stairs down, heading around, come to a walkway not far from it.
Actually, Ash, I do believe I have something called labyrinthine
You do actually. You know your directions down here.
recall. So I know
So
which direction's north.
yeah,
I
no, I forgot you're a Minotaur.
I can
Um,
recall everything.
Yeah,
I've got advantage on survival to navigate or track.
Yeah.
So
yep. So it feels like home. Oddly enough, having never
yeah,
been
weirdly.
underground in an area like this, you get the sense that you are traveling north some few hundred meters from the stairs down till you come to a naturally carved stone walkway. Or at least first you think it's naturally carved, and then you see that it has been the dwarven runes on it, reinforcing, shaping what looks natural. It's been crafted through dwarven magic and ingenuity.
Mhm.
It's a slender, almost paper thin path leading out over the water, made of stone. At first, you don't see how that thin, wide path can support your weight. Guards walk out on it unhesitatingly. Does not even twitch.
Mhm.
So you and Malcolm follow along. Malcolm lost in thought, and you get the sense that he's testing the water as he goes. You arrive in the distance, not too far away. You see a massive stone pillar dropping down from the ceiling and
Mhm.
into the water. Worked stone, similar
We're at
to
the
the
bottom of a well.
hey.
Are we at the bottom of a well?
You are at a well. It drops to the water and rises hundreds of feet into the ceiling.
Mm-hmm.
Again, dwarven runes inscribed on it. The stonework beyond comprehension in its exquisite detail, and the work is just magnificent.
Mm-hmm.
They fall unsupported from the ceiling And in the distance, you can see other similar pillars. Looking into the water, you realize that that pillar doesn't actually go to the. It ends. Sorry, the guard points out and goes, hang from the ceiling. They don't actually go to the bottom of the well, to the water. And then magically water is drawn up into them.
Phenomenal.
Oh, it's quite elaborate. I'm told that the kingdom paid fortunes for it, and that all of the keeps are similar. Though none have such an elaborately large system as we do here.
Right. I see. Right. We're looking for some vials with some golden kiss poison in it.
Okay, would you like to make an investigation check for me?
No, but I'm going to anyway. 10.
There is
Not very
nothing
good at it.
seen. You lean down. You've got dark vision, yeah?
Yeah. I think so.
Leaning
Or
down.
have I?
You lay down on the path, peering into the water
I'm not sure
in
I
the
have.
dark.
Actually.
Sorry?
I'm not sure I've got dark vision. Oh, yes, I have. 60 foot.
Peering into the dark water. You see nothing.
hmm Well, I'm relying on Malcolm testing and seeing if he can find poison. Anywhere.
Malcolm turns to you, shakes his head. There's nothing. I've got
Right.
nothing. Got nothing.
Okay.
Continue to
Right.
the next one.
On to the next one. Yes.
Again, they proceed back from the path they're on, further down to another well, and you see, looking out that into the distance, it's just well upon well upon well, and you see that lake spreads out on all sides, and you cannot see the far wall from where you are.
Mm-hmm. Hmm.
This almost, you assume the cavern was natural, but everywhere you see dwarven runes. And again, you come to one of those paper thin bridges. It almost seems natural if it wasn't for how thin it is and the dwarven runes.
Mm-hmm.
And the columns of stone, almost natural seeming stone, rising up, acting as supports.
Really is superb work. Perform all the checks again on each well. But he turns to Malcolm and just goes, you know, this does seem a little crude thinking about it. I mean, you could poison the entire city with this poison, but who are they actually trying to poison? Who are they trying to get rid of? I'm just wondering if we've jumped to conclusions here.
Well, he looks at you thinking, well, are they targeting the city or are they targeting
The conference, perhaps.
conference or the shadow summon?
Hmm.
Who knows? Maybe both.
Hmm.
He looks at it. Investigation. What's his investigation? Let me pull that up. Pull up his character sheet so I can do the thing for him. Since he's involved in this scene.
I really wish I'd rolled better on my roll.
Can't win them all.
There we go. Oh, there was several rolls there. Sorry about that. I'll take the second one because it multi-rolled. It was playing up. Oh, right. I see what happened. You can only see the one anyway. He looks at you and goes, points to the dwarven runes. I'm wondering if this has got something to do with it. Question is, we saw a dwarf steal, Kaplan saw a dwarf, what he thinks was a dwarf, steal the cart, correct?
Correct.
I'm wondering if there isn't some way to alter these runes, and he points to the wells, and infuse some magic with the poison so that everything that's drawn up is poison.
Now that is a very good question.
Maybe to imbue the magic somehow with it, to target it. But
I wonder how we can find that one out.
ask a dwarf.
That's what I was thinking. Would it be worth me going and talking to perhaps Lord Dorin?
I don't know any other dwarfs.
Neither do I. Well, but obviously we've met his cousin, Golda.
Yeah, but he's gone.
I know.
And he seemed more smashy than he did thinky.
Yes, Dorin's definitely more thinky. Yes, can I leave you to keep...
I will check the
looking
rest
or
of the
keep...
worlds while you...
Yes, that's probably a good idea.
I think we need to check all of them anyway. I'll
Right.
continue with that while you can go sit about talking to people.
Very well. Thank you, Malcolm.
We all have to work together.
Absolutely. And Denzin disappears off to see Dorin.
So you head back to the stairs and up.
Oh, leaving the permission slip with Malcolm.
Yeah, yeah, that's quite all right. You're down there now anyway.
Yeah.
Heading back up. Jaidus.
Yes.
Heading back to the camp, leaving Colwyn. Where are you headed? Sorry, I said you're heading back to the camp. What are you up to?
Oh, I'm going to head back to the camp, but I'm going to do it in a kind of roundabout way. I'm going to swing round A1 and check on the stage and everything like that. Make sure it's all.
Okay.
I trust Daisy to do a good job, but she's been doing this a while now. She wants to make sure it's important. Damn it.
So you get to the
And Daisy's busy.
You get to the stage, walking around the edge of it, checking the magic set up for the lighting, checking the stage's construction, pointing out where things need to go to the people working, doing the setup, instruments, making sure everything's in its place.
And that nothing's been tampered with.
And no investigation for me. It seems fine to you. You do talk to have a quiet word with one of the younger bards who's got a set of instruments in the wrong spot, get them positioned correctly, get a sound check, go through that. Speaking of sound checks, you hear something distantly from the camp. Can't quite make it out. but it's loud, and you see more and more of the dancers coming over to the thing, and faces are a little red, and they're just looking around. They don't really need to be there, but they start offering to help out. And it's too many situation of too many chefs.
Why is everybody looking like tomatoes? I lean that kind of across to one of the guys.
Blushes and looks away. No, just trying to help out.
She's all like, it just fixes him a look.
Blushes, looks you in the eye. We can do this if you'd like to go back to the camp, ma'am. We're happy to work.
Daisy's stunt.
Sorry?
Daisy's stunt.
Daisy what?
Daisy's tent.
Daisy's tent.
All right, we will stay here. Let's get in a little bit of practice. Round up dancers, and I want the bards to go through part 6 of score 3. We
Understood,
had a
ma'am.
bit of trouble on that one.
And gets everyone together. And roll performance for me.
Hopefully my rolls are a lot better than they have been. 15. People are distracted.
They do alright. But not as well as they could. With the don't forget you've got your performance bonus that you covered. So it goes off pretty damn well, in fact.
Oh, right.
You forgot about your bonus that you did one there through many very good rolls.
I thought that bonus was only for the final performance.
Just any performance in relation to this in general.
Oh, right, okay.
Cool.
Except when you reach you've reached the point where we're breaking even. You reach the test points basically that I had set for
Yep.
every so often. You barely skim through the last one of it. So the performance goes well, and we'll leave you there, continue with the performance. Coleman,
Mm-hmm.
you head up to the Dragonborn quarters. Make your presence known there.
Very quickly, can you just remind me, who did I get a name of who I was supposed to speak to?
Imagine you did. Let me get it for you. I'll have to check my notes. Keep forgetting not
Tai
everyone's
Lao.
got all of them. I believe that's correct. It is, yeah. Tai Lao. His first name would be Lao. His last name would be Tai, because so I say naming conventions. Last names for surnames first.
Okie dokie. Is there like, I don't know, the equivalent of a guard post or something?
At
Some kind
at the door, there'd be several Dragonborn guarding the door.
Walk up to them. back straight, face up, give a sort of bow, nod of the head. Good afternoon. I have been asked to meet with Lao Tai.
Who might we ask is worrying, sir?
Colwyn Mundus. I'm a representative of the Trades Guild.
I see. Looks at you, confused, not really knowing what that is, and assuming that the Honourable Tai Lao will goes in, quiet bird, and you are shown into the room. He stands, greets you, slight, very ever so slight bow, before sitting again and gesturing to the chair opposite him.
Thank you for receiving me. My name is Colwyn Mundus.
Greetings, Mr. Mundus. Would you like tea?
Please. I have not often had the opportunity to try such a delicacy. He's being slightly wooden and slightly formal, but sort of, your heart's in the right place, dude.
Yeah. Pours you a cup of tea, lifts it, melts a pea, holds it, and it pauses for you to do the same.
I mirror his actions.
Watching you, lifts it, drinks first to show that it is safe to drink.
Take a sip.
So you come from the old trade, Mr. Mundus.
I do.
You have news for the Ministry of Security, then?
I do. He says the gathering has been moved forward to tomorrow night, 2 hours before midnight at this place, and he speaks the coordinates.
He calmly sips his tea. We only just learnt of that. Amazing what a well-hidden operative can achieve.
Well, that amazing if they're competent. I mean, no disrespect. I'm not one for grandiose statements. He says,
no.
sort of half chewing on the word as it kind of comes out of his mouth.
Oh, we understand. We've had a great admiration for your jack of all trades. We still don't know his identity, which for us is surprising.
Yes. That being said, in my experience, there are some things that are better left in the shadows or unknown. If someone feels threatened, things can escalate.
As we have discovered, we still seek to quell our underworld, but those are more rebels and revolutionaries seeking to overthrow the rightful government as much as anything.
What happens within your own country is your own affair.
Indeed.
Tell me, before I excuse myself, do you recognise this handwriting?
Takes it, looks at it. Colin, make an investigation check for me. Sorry, a perception check.
I was going to ask if it would be like perception or
No, it's a perception check. Just a general perception for me.
okie dokie.
As you're
19.
reaching into your pocket to take that one out, you feel another piece of paper in there.
Yeah. Smiles, hands it to him, takes sort of the other paper out, takes a glance at it.
It is a
as he's-
confirmation that the assassination order that you and Jack put forward, which he nominated you as a contact in,
Mm.
that target has been eliminated. And it's the head is being delivered to the client as you speak.
Christ.
Slip it back into my pocket and return to business.
I believe that this this writing appears to be. It is not the finer writing of a highborn. I'd say one of the chromatic born. One of the middle class.
I've heard about this interesting thing in the circles that I move in called a hypothetical. So, hypothetical, was there one such dragonborn who was entered into the race across the
Indeed,
desert?
the red dragonborn that was participating there. I believe their name. Pauses, thinks. I believe that their name was Han Mi, sorry. And rumour has it that they aspired to more than what they were. Or was a person enters a room, leans down, whispers something into the Silver Dragonborn's ear, into Taylor's ear. Grimaces, looks at you. Or they were, sorry, I've just been informed that their headless body has been found on the edge of the desert.
He blinks and allows himself to look surprised.
Deception.
I'm going to re-roll that.
Yep. Yep, go for it. You've used your dice, that's fine.
Ooh,
Nods.
nice.
Just because it's high doesn't mean that I'm going to have been successful. Remember, folks, I'm literally trying to deceive a member of their FBI.
Looks
Yes.
at you, nods. Such a shame. We will have to leave it to the authorities here to investigate. I believe there is a Malcolm something or other. Dawn, human names all seem similar. He looks at you, thinks for a moment. Malcolm Dawn Treader, I believe. Shakes his head. I wish young Tamad was here still. Man was almost terrifying with his insight.
I believe that. This was acquired by Sammy Smith from an assassin who tried to take
the
him out
winner
in the
of the
desert.
race.
Yes.
Looks at it and goes, well, do you mind if I keep this?
If it's going to be investigated by someone else, it would only be right that I pass it along to the relevant authorities.
Yes. But I will also be investigating the entire family on my return to Sicily.
Well, I see nothing wrong with you making a copy.
Looks at it and pauses for a moment, and the lettering is identical to what is written there in shape and form and size. After he's done, hands it back to you. Greatly appreciated, sir.
Well, I've done what I've come here to do. If you'll excuse me, there are other places that I need to be.
Whereabouts are you heading?
Is that from the character or from the GM?
From the GM.
Like I said, he's heading back to camp to have a rest and have something to eat.
Okay. So you're heading back to
Before,
camp.
yeah, he's got other things going on for the rest of the evening, but that's the first thing, yeah.
As you're exiting the tower, you find Denton coming into it. As you're exiting the tower. There you go. Sorry, I was
You,
talked over you.
I've seen you before.
You certainly have, sir. I trust you're well?
Well enough, given the current circumstances.
I know. Worrying times.
What brings you here, if I may ask?
Well, I have been asked to look into a rather nasty poison called the Golden Kiss. I don't know if you've heard of it. That's going around. And of course, I have considerable knowledge of a variety of different plants and substances with my work as head gardener. And I've been asked to sort of look into it, and we've had rather worrying appearances of the poison, including a rather large batch on a cart in the city. And I've been looking into possible places it could appear. For example, the water supply. We're currently checking that out to make sure none's got in there. We haven't found
Well, it's a
anything
good
as of
thing that
yet.
everyone's packing up and going home.
Well, partly, yes, because obviously a smaller city, less people to be poisoned, which is almost a small blessing. But yes, I've been tasked with trying to find out more about it and how to thwart it, possibly even try and come up with an antidote, although I'm not particularly good with alchemy. And yourself? I trust everything that you're doing is going well. Oh, does Denzin know about Colwyn being
No.
the race guy?
No.
You were there
He
when the
doesn't know
race
about
started and saw him as Sam Smith. You watched the start of
Right.
the race as Denton.
Well,
Right.
he's aware that Sam Smith won, participated
Oh, I think
and.
he is actually.
You were there when
Wasn't it?
Kane was there, and you know that Colwyn was participating in the
Yeah.
race as Colwyn the night before. You were all there at the meeting the night
Right.
before.
So, and under his breath, he just goes, "Well done on your victory," whispers in his ear.
Mr. Smith told me that it didn't feel as earned as he would like.
Yes.
But
And, I may have heard a few rumours, but nevertheless, good work. And he
thank you.
grins at him. Right, I must be off to talk to a dwarf.
See a dwarf about a car, eh? I heard that one before.
Something like that, yes. Well,
Best of luck to you.
you too.
Denton You start upstairs as Colwyn heads out of the keep. Again, reaching the apartments of, after asking around, that find that Clan Lord Dorin is actually at Lord Carrick's apartments. I'm not going to make you go through all the bloody bullshit again. The guards are
knock, knock.
aware of it. You get there, several of the guards see you and go, "Oh, what can we do for you, Blunthorn?" Oh, what can we do for you, Blunthorn?
They probably do know me. Or have seen me about.
Oh, lads, it's the gardener for the keep.
Hello, gentlemen. And how are you all today?
Gives you a bit of a sour look. I believe that the lords inside are getting sick of interruptions, but quite all right. Amused more than anything.
Great. Unfortunately, I really could do with talking to the lords, particularly to Clan Lord Dorin.
One of the dwarves grins broadly, hammers on the door with the butt of his staff, his axe. Oh, for crying out loud, lad!
Denzin just sort of sags a bit. Oh no!
It's quite all right, Lord Dorin. What is it? I'm sick of Dorin. There's the gardener from the keep here wishes a word with Lord Dorin. For fuck's sake, send him in.
Denzin sidles into the room, looking quite apologetic.
Right, you got 2 minutes.
Well, Lord Dorin, down in the cistern, a work of incredible stonework. There are many dwarven runes there.
The keep was dwarven built. Made quite a fortune off the humans for it and its sister keeps.
That does not surprise me. The work is exceptional. However, these runes, can they be interfered with in any way? You see, I'm wondering if they could be made to take on a poison and to release it at a particular time.
Oh. You know what? If... You'd have to find the core rune, I think, and interfere with that. And you'd have to have someone with knowledge of the keep. One of the founding dwarves, or someone that had the blueprint, the magical diagrams.
Do we know which clan built this particular keep?
This one? Oh, I think it was a combination of the dark... Oh, well, I know that my clan was involved. Like I said, we made a fortune off the humans.
Mm-hmm.
I think magically we provided the bulk, but we also... the rune carver. I think the rune carver was... the Iron Hand, maybe? Or it could have been the Cold Heart. I couldn't tell you. You know who you could ask? We've got a rune speaker here with us. Who might know. But I doubt it's well before that time, obviously, as old as these keeps are. But they might know the history a bit better than I do.
Mm-hmm.
Just down the hall is a rune speaker, Misdel Coldheart, who may know a bit more.
It'd be wonderful if I could speak to her.
Go right ahead. She'll appreciate the interruption as much as I have.
I see. Yes, I'm rather unfortunate. I am trying to save lives.
You go do that. I'll be wearing my fireproof cloak down here.
One other thing. for you and for my Lord Elf as well.
Lord
Please
Elf.
be careful of. Please, Lord Carrick. Please be careful of any liquids that you may drink. I'm a little worried that some of this poison may try to find its way, perhaps into
You
conferences
think someone's
that have
targeting
been
the
called.
council?
It would not surprise me at all, sir. This shadow hand business that I've heard about, they sound exceedingly underhand, and I just wish to push people at their guard.
Well, I've taken that as a precaution. I'm having brand new goblets made for the council, carved with poison nullification spells. It's
I
what
see.
Ms. Dowd's working on at the moment, which is why I say she won't appreciate the interruption, because she thought she had more time, but she's got to get them done by tonight.
Absolutely. Thank you
Because we
very much
start
for
in
your
the
time.
morning. Sorry.
Thank you very much for your time, sir.
Oh,
I will.
yeah, be off with you, lad. I got business to deal with. Don't keep Miss Dell longer, I'll bloody hunt you down.
Absolutely, sir. I have no doubt of it. And he bows and takes his leave. Goes to see the rune speaker.
You hear behind you. Well, hopefully that's the last corruption for the day, Lord Dorin. Oh, fuck. Yeah. Next person that comes in's getting an axe between the eyes.
I'll go off, obviously.
Jaidus's cat twinges, senses are twinging.
Oh, one. Exiting through the gate, you see to your right. Actually, you'd be. Gee, you were headed towards the camp, weren't you? Last I saw you.
Yes.
See. Gee, coming out of the gate, you see a lot of people moving around. The curtains open at the stage. You see Jaidus there. Continue to the camp. Well, you go say hi to Jaidus. I don't know what you're doing.
Heading straight to find Serin. No.
So you go into the camp, and the first thing you notice or hear is someone in one of the tents having a very, very good time, very vocally. I think you hear, oh God, oh God, yes.
Oh, dearie me, who could that be?
You look around, and the camp, except for that, is empty, and that and the guards that are forced to stay there on duty, who are bright red, trying to look as if they hear nothing.
And very much glad that the standard uniform isn't tight.
Mr. Kaplan is going to yell at, is going to stand in the center of camp and say, "Hello, did someone call for a tailor?"
Surprisingly enough, you were answered with a, oh God, yes.
Kaplan puts that aside. Yep, that's probably not who I'm after.
Was actually, but yes.
And just looks around and a little bit, and if no one comes out, he's going to
No one comes out.
He's going to head to the stage to try and find Jaidus as his other contact.
So, heading up to the stage, Colin, you come out of the gates. See the stage open. It seems like the entire dance troupe and bards are on that stage preparing. You see Jaidus there. You see G. Kaplan coming back from the camp. He seems a little bit red in the face. Yeah.
That's odd. Well, what's going on there? But yeah, for the time being, he's literally just taking time for himself to kind of sit down, cogitate, think, rest.
So you head into the camp. First thing you hear is someone having a very good time in one of the tents.
Shrug. Not my business.
Nope.
Don't overly care much.
Yep. So you find leftovers from lunch, easy enough to grab a meal. It's a little cold, but still really well made. And you just sit there cogitating. Is there anything else you wanted to do there, Colin, to advance it, or are you just going to take a moment?
Yeah, I mean, Jaidus hasn't arrived back yet. He's got a few hours before he needs to slip on his other persona.
You did see Jaidus as you walked past the stage.
Yes, but
stage.
So he
She's busy.
waved to her. He knows that she's busy. So yeah, he's going to, it's fairly easy to be seen as sort of kick back in a in a corner. Oh yeah, he's going to get someone to send a message to Jack to basically meet up with the representatives and sort that out.
On that note, you do see a tall, well-built sort of blender dancer come into camp, look at the tent, shrug, sit down opposite you and introduces himself as Jason. He looks at you and goes, Mr. Mundus, is it? Colwyn
Depends on who's asking.
holds out his hand. I'm Jason. Jaidus nominated me to run messages for you and your, there's a pregnant pause, goes, organisation. And the others that are involved in some sort of meeting.
Okay. Yeah, I'm Colwyn.
How can I help you, sir? Is there anything you need me to do?
Gave you a dog's body.
Yeah.
Use him well.
Joy. I need you to drop this note to this address. Bring back anything that comes from that.
Understood, sir. Looks at it. The golden toad? I can do that. And
Good.
off he trots. Sit back, enjoy your meal, make yourself a cup of cave, and we'll leave you there. Gee,
Cool.
pass Colwyn, have quiet word. Looking on the stage, you cannot see Serene.
Can I see Jaidus?
You can see Jaidus.
I shall I shall put myself firmly within her sights and put my hand up as if to say, "May I have a word, please?"
I'm going to turn around to the dancers that I was helping choreograph and sort of like just get them to carry on as they were and meander over to G. I apologise for last minute change of setting.
Yes. It will be interesting. I'm having to send the majority of my crew back as soon as possible, prospectively tonight. I do not know yet.
That is fine.
But I shall be sticking around as I have to sort out some stuff before I leave.
That is fine. If you follow me, I will collect Serene and we will gather her costume for a quick fitting.
Yes, I couldn't see anyone in camp. Well, I could hear someone, but I dare not interrupt.
Yes, that is why we are all over here. There
Ah.
you go. So, follow me. She'll head over. She'll steel herself with a fortifying breath and march over to the tent, close her eyes momentarily within a prayer of please God help me, and call loudly through the tent wall. Serene, your fitting is here. Finish up quickly.
You hear a deep, throaty laugh. And you hear, in a smoky tone, anything worth doing is worth doing well.
So I noticed.
And the other voice in there grows to an absolute crescendo, growing in volume and then it reaches like a peak. There's silence.
If you can show me a bench, I can, and if the dress is available, I can start altering it. In the meantime, I do have the measurements it does need to be altered for.
Yes, they are over here. And she'll kind of take them over to the small sort of like kind of changing area that they've got set up. And she'll haul out the costume from one of the... Yes. And she'll
Minutes
haul out one
later,
of the costumes.
as you're doing that, Serene strolls in, dressed in a robe, comes up, tweaks your ear, Jaidus, very softly, and goes, "Still celibate, Daisyism."
I gathered that. Please tell me you left her the ability to walk. She has to dance tonight.
Nothing a little bit of healing can't fix.
Well,
If
volunteer.
ever civilization falls, it'll because all the healing spells were used by the bards.
Don't you know it? Any army with a bard in it is a happy one. There are reasons why.
Said.
I would like to seduce the dancers, said the bard.
Dancers are more than happy. Most of them. Just remember, guys, most of these folks, the bards and the dancers, went to college together in their teens.
Yep.
A lot of them are still in their teens, Benny.
Yep.
Yes, there is that too.
Yeah, it's kind of funny because I've got this image of every army with a bard is better. I have this image of like from Monty Python of Sir Robin's bards.
Kieran.
Anyway, Serene looks at you and goes, "Well, let's get this fittings and this alteration done."
I already have.
You to it.
She looks at you. Just be a dear and check on Daisy for me.
I plan to. She's going to go and check on Daisy.
Lying there under the covers. Looks at you a little reproachfully as you come in. and also,
You're
but also
welcome.
gratefully.
You are welcome.
I know,
Did you at
I
least
know she said it
remember
was
to-
a one-off, but my God.
Did you at
Sorry.
least remember to give her harp?
Blushes.
Well
Didn't
done.
get to that part.
Well done. Now, come on, get dressed. Shake out your legs. You'll need to recover. Everybody else is over by stage. There are no silencing runes on this tent.
Looks at you horrified. Turns bright as crimson red.
As I said, well done. She's gonna.
Oh, if you've got a minute, there's a door hinge that I need oiled. I was told that the bards always have a good supply on hand. Could I borrow some?
Hearing this from inside the tent, Daisy just buries her face in her blankets.
Jaidus shucks the blankets off and starts throwing clothes at her. Come on.
Gives a squeak and starts getting dressed.
A good walk will hopefully get the feeling back in your legs.
Almost falls down when she tries to stand up.
And that is why. She helps her up.
If the important help, she gets dressed. And her young life will never be the same.
And yeah, so once she's dressed, and Jaidus is going to kind of chew her out and chew her towards the stage.
Mm-hmm.
Good luck, lass. She's going to go and sit next to Colwyn.
Ah,
I am glad it is not my job to round them up anymore. At least not for a while.
what's that phrase? A change as good as the rest. Besides,
Yes,
can't work all the time. You'd end up blunting the blade.
this is very true. But there is still work for us, unfortunately.
Of course there is. Always will be. Although, I wish I'd negotiated a better rate when the whole help save the state of the world thing came along.
I feel we were very shortchanged.
We always are, but then, how would anyone make money if they got paid what they were due? How would you even know? Enough of that. Here, he pours her a glass of water. You probably will be performing at the time that I've got to turn up and collect the prize money. Could you do
Probably.
something? There was one other thing that came to mind. If you hear about anyone who can't get out because they can't pay the costs, let me know. I don't want to use the excess for anything too self-indulgent. If there are people stuck here and they can't drink the water, that's a death sentence.
I will let you know.
Thank you. Right, wake me up in an hour. Then I'll get my face on and be off. And he just tugs a cap over his face and just kind of leans back and then just...
Stares at the glass a moment, and then shrugs and drinks it.
But yeah, he's napping.
she's going to wait for G to finish.
Give me proficiency roll for the alterations here. Kaplan.
What role do you want for the alterations?
A tailoring roll. So I'd say sleight of hand plus your proficiency.
Okay.
Anytime. Didn't come through. Oh, there we go.
3 on top of that.
13. It's not looking great, man.
Can I try again?
Yeah, this is just the first roll. Be several.
Oh, fuck. 8.
Have you not got any re-rolls, Triss?
Well, can I add? Can I have the D8? Does anyone mind if we use the D8 for the recap D8?
Yeah, go for it.
As you're
Go ahead.
there, I was going to say,
So that's
put that on the. I'll put that on the first roll as a inspiration. As you're standing there, Serene is humming a tune that has been going around all of the taverns in this area recently. And you recognise it as a scoundrel of Summerford. And you feel like an electric buzz for you. So you'll have another inspiration for that second one. So D10.
D10 now. Okay.
She's a high level bard, man.
Mhm.
Actually, be a D12.
Yeah, it would,
Correction.
So that's an 8. Do you just want to add 2, or do you want me to re-roll?
Reroll 12, man. If it's worse, I'll keep the 8. I'll keep the 8.
Yeah.
First one, 15. That's a pass, barely. You managed to get the measurements right. Second one, there is a small tear in the stitchery, not the actual fabric yet, but the stitchery. As you've made the adjustments and the cuts where you need to, and to expand it, whatever. One last roll. Fail will be a group failure, success be a success. Again, inspiration on it, D12.
Okay.
As she continues to hum that tune.
8. So that's
11.
Yeah, 11.
But that would have been.
I'm more than
11.
happy
10.
to.
So that is a 21.
Cool.
You catch a mistake and flawlessly correct it and finish your outfit.
Phew.
Yeah, it's interesting because so Serene will see that Serene will see that Kaplan is like almost sweating in this, and just like he says, it is ready for you to try, Miss Serene. This stuff is a little harder to work with than I remember.
He shamelessly lets the road slide and picks up the dress, the costume, and starts getting dressed in front of you. Or behind
He's
you,
a tailor.
whatever.
He'll be used to this stuff.
Yeah.
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 Kaplan doesn't look away.
Doesn't even
If
blink.
someone's going to disrobe in front of him, then that is their choice in his mind.
Yeah, she's just being a bitch. And looks at it and goes, "Done well, Master Taylor."
Thank you. But yeah, this fabric is a little harder than I remember. It's yeah.
And we will leave that there. Tenzin, go down the hall. You get to the door of this rune speaker.
Knock, knock, knock.
Oh, crying out loud! Who is it now? You hear?
I walk in.
Oh, by the bloody Lyfan's beard! It's a minotaur!
Well observed. With blunt horns.
Oh, that's like a beardless dwarf.
Well, yes and no. I fear that a beardless dwarf would be far
An
worse.
outcast.
Anyway, I have a question for you.
Ooh, I'd probably have an
About-
answer for you.
Good. Down in this magnificently constructed cistern where the water is.
Oh,
I couldn't
my
help
ancestors
noticing-
had work on that.
That does not surprise me at all. The work is absolutely superb.
Beams quite
runes-
literally.
The runes, however, can the runes be interfered with to say introduce a poison at a particular time or date?
She frowns, looks at you, thinking, "Oh, it'd take a rune carver to do that, working from the source rune, the keystone. I know it can be done, but well beyond my ability."
Right. I see. Would you know anything about the history and who actually carved that particular rune?
Thinks for a long
Was it one of your ancestors, for example?
No, we didn't have a rune carver back then. I think that was an Iron Fist.
I see.
I
don't know
I
much
could tell
about
you. I could probably find it for you, or I could, looking at the magical blueprints, I could point you in its direction. But like I said, we haven't had a rune carver in 1,000 years.
I see. Well, I'll keep my fingers crossed that you manage to attain that level one day.
Oh, I can only dream. But I will work. I'll keep working.
How long just as a point, how long is it taking you to craft these wonderful goblets?
Oh, I didn't craft them. I'm just doing these runes. She turns them over, traces. She shows you the one she's working on, picks up another one that's completed, points it out, and goes, "This one here dictates that any poison entering this vessel will be negated."
Would it work against the golden kiss poison, do you think? It is quite powerful.
Leans back, thinking, "I hope so."
So do I.
Only
You
way
don't
to
know
know
that-
is if it happens.
You don't know if there are any other rune speakers in the city, do you? And what a magnificent cloak.
Cloak's not there.
Is it not?
Nope.
Ah. Really?
There's no cloak in the room.
Sorry, that was a slight.
Yeah.
I thought that.
I didn't
from
mention
the
it because your
description earlier.
passive perception is, you haven't told me that you've done a perception check. And
Ah,
on recall, your passive perception is fairly meh.
It's pants. Yes. Yes. And I sort
The
of go,
difference
well,
was their G's passive perception is an 18. Even just walking into a room, he basically sees everything.
right, I've got you. Yeah, well, I am looking round.
Okay,
Sort
give me a
of to see if I
perception
can
roll.
see
That's an active
anything.
perception check.
Yeah. 16.
You
What can I
see,
see?
as you said, the goblets have been crafted, and she's enchanting. You see her bed closet closed tightly.
Mhm.
Remains of a meal on the bench. The small vial of enchanted ink that she's dipping the oil into has this faint golden coloration.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
That's suspicious. Right. Sorry, I'm just trying to get bits and bats out of my head.
Mm-hmm.
I'd assume that the room would have looked the same as when G was there earlier.
Much the same. Much the same as when G was in there. Except that cloak
Right.
has been put away.
Yeah, well, I don't know about the cloak then, do I?
Nope.
Oh, I've seen vials of this poison. Does the ink look
Mhm.
anything like the poison?
Investigation for me. As you're doing that, there's a knock at the door. Oh, for
dear.
fuck's sake, who is it?
I'm
The
going to
door
re-roll
opens.
that, Ash.
Go for it. Dwarf pokes his head in. Oh, rune speaker,
There we
your
go.
cloakers that you had was cloak of rank has been taken down to the wash room. That stain, that ink stain, it's not going to come out, they say. Well, fuck me. There is a similarity in colour, but it comes down to whether it is being altered in some way or not that might account for the difference. But it could just be yellow ink.
Thing is, I don't think I've got any way of telling what it is.
Is everything okay here, Rune Speaker? Oh yeah, fine. I just wanted to come in asking about the cape and some of the runes and the keystone.
I wasn't asking about the cape.
No. You asked about the runes and the keystone.
Yeah.
The keep. Not cape. Keep and the runes and the
keep.
keystone.
Right. Sorry.
Well, I'll leave you to it then, Rune Speaker. Give us a yell if you need me. Oh, aye, lad. If you wouldn't mind standing outside and making sure no one bloody else interrupts me. I'm busy for the rest of the damn day. Please. Door stands at the door remains open.
I look at the rune speaker and just say, is there any way that anybody could have got in here and interfered with your ink? I'm a little worried that this poison might find its way, you see, into it. And what if they used your ink, added some of the poison to it, and it got inscribed into the cup? I mean, you wouldn't know about it.
Blinks, looks up from the inscription she's working on, looks at you, blinks. That monocle on it, that magnifying glass built onto a glass is on her right eye, making it huge, blinks at you. Golden kiss? What makes you think that? Looks at the ink, looks at you, backs away from the ink in absolute horror, eyeballing it now, as if noticing the colour of it.
I'm trying to cover all bases.
Ooh, hey,
Do we have anybody that can detect poisons?
you might be able
About?
to get one of the clerics in here. I can show you how the ink's made and enchanted if you want.
Let's get a cleric. Let's get it checked out, and that's one thing eliminated. I'm not sure anybody would have come in or done this, but I've just spotted the colour, and I'm just thinking how easy it would
Oh,
be for
that's from
somebody
the
to alter
that's
it.
from the sunbloom.
Oh, interesting, interesting.
It's part
Yes,
of
I know
the
of some. I know of
inscriptions.
some.
Part of the part of the alchemy to make it.
I
It's a
see.
magical ink.
You can see why I looked,
Don't,
saw the golden colour, and
uh,
suddenly thought,
I
well,
guess I'm assuming that Golden Kiss is gold in color. I guess.
Ash, I've
But
seen a vial of this stuff. I'm taking it
she
as
hasn't.
golden colour. Yeah,
Are
but
you telling her
would
it's gold?
would I know? Is the
Yeah.
question.
Yeah.
I can't remember the colour of it. Is the
Yeah.
problem?
It was golden in color.
So I just say, I'm not saying that it is poisoned, but just having noticed the colour and seeing the
You'd actually have a
similarity.
vial on you. Still,
Yes, I know I do, but I'm not revealing that.
Okay.
People will jump to conclusions, Ash. I'm looking at I just said, well, you can see why I'm concerned because golden colour. It might be easy to disguise it. I'm not saying that you had anything to do with it, of course not. But I'm just suddenly it caught my eye, and I put
As
two and
this
two
is going
together.
on,
And
man, then as a general thing, I need you to also make a constitution point.
Oh, the mushrooms.
17.
Yep. It's still fine. Getting a still bit of a itch behind your horn there.
I've really got to get somebody to have a look at that. I said, let's get that one of those clerics in here quickly. I'll stay with you just in case.
Yeah, I would hate. These are meant to protect from poison, not poison.
Exactly. We need to eliminate them as a possible source. Somebody may try to disrupt the conference, and what better than poisoning all the people at it?
Oh, yes. Certainly not.
So I sit and wait for the cleric to turn up, because if we can eliminate that, we can look at others. You can look into other sources.
So you send for a
he's
cleric.
trying to eliminate everything. So
send for a cleric. That's fine. We'll leave you there. Jaidus and Colin are at the camp. Serene comes out with G2. Serene comes out, followed by G. Presents herself to you, does a bit of a twirl with the costume, puts her hands on her hip, gives you a grin. What do you think there, kitty?
Very nice. You do it justice.
Olwyn continues to snore.
Oh. Just a point, Colwyn, Ed. Make
Yes?
a note of how long you are going to sleep for, because it might count as a short rest.
I haven't used anything for that, but
You're just a sleepy boy.
yeah.
It's just a point in case anything
Fine.
needed resetting or whatever. So.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
But at this point, Kaplan says, "And should we test the enchantment, or as well, just to be safe?"
You know what? Give me a moment on that. Jaidus, would you like to take his shoulders? I'll take his feet. We'll move him to his bed.
I can pick him up myself. It is fine.
Okay.
Just leave him where he
Yeah,
is.
she literally can and has done.
Leave him
She
where he is.
twirls, activates a magic shimmer of colours and lights. Goes through a few dance steps. Fluid. Graceful. Even though she hasn't practiced with the dancers, Jaidus. Flawless.
The show is going to be amazing.
As she does it, she starts to sing. Voice crystal, pure. Mark the fact that you've all got a bardic inspiration.
Woo.
D12. Turns, flows into a bow, and cuts off the brief, wordless song.
I
Tune.
give a quiet clap so as not to wake Colin.
Colin does not, in his unconscious state, receive that bardic inspiration.
As far as this goes, Captain's going to say, this fabric. I sometimes forget how magical it is, and I mean that, and I mean it's so beautiful, and yes, and of course the person wearing it as well.
Jadis not Jadis, Serene gives you a cheeky smile. Winks.
I will agree on all counts. Right, take it off before you damage it.
Raises an eyebrow. Starts to
Not here.
laughs brutally. Goes back into the dressing room. Changes back into. No, she goes to her tent and gets changed into her clothes.
Right. I cannot think of anything else for show that needs to be done. If I've forgotten, Daisy probably remembers. So, catch up. What is happening with the investigation? How is it going?
The tattoo on the guy who owned the shop, glyph of warding. I'm trying to find my notes. Hang on.
It's similar to a glyph of warding.
Yeah,
it's just been modified and it's far more powerful.
It is a modified, more powerful glyph of warning, which activates. It's probably some kind of like kill word or something upon certain information being given out, which is weird because there was a because when he was because when the owner of this tattoo was killed, I shall spare you the gory details.
As you're saying this, Serene comes back out, cocks her head hearing this and goes, "Pet, go on."
Kaplan looks, gives Jadis the eyes, like to say, "Can I talk?" In front of
Carry
her.
on. Yes, she is fine. She probably knows about this more than you do. I meant runes and magic stuff.
Yes, it was weird because he wasn't actually divulging information when he was crushed in front of us.
It could be intent, Serene said. Could be him telling you something and him making a decision in his own mind to reveal something. Be a determining factor.
It is
The
pointless to kill
decision
somebody
to
after
betray.
it is pointless to kill somebody after a secret has been told. Secret is already out, so they would take measures to prevent secrets from being divulged in first place.
And so because this we're thinking he was about to reveal more.
Maybe it wasn't the fact that he's going to reveal more, but the determination that he would throw his lot in with you to betray the organisation. To be against them is one thing, to actively betray them another. This kind of magic can be very specific in its nature, especially if it was modified.
Here is question. With such glyph of warding tattooed onto hand, would it have to be willing, or could it be tattooed onto unwilling participant?
You wouldn't even have to be aware of it if it was done as a tattoo of membership or marking someone belonging to it. He might not have even been aware of it, what it truly was.
Poor bastard.
Basically, what I always told you, kid, magic doesn't give no fucks.
No, it certainly does not. But
Boops in the nose and goes, "This is why I tell you, always told you when I was teaching you, a spell can be as dangerous to the cast as it is to the one you aim it at."
if you have the rune intact, even though it has been activated, is there a chance that we can trace the rune back to the person that tattooed it, that cast it?
Jaidus, Serene looks at you, face frowning and forward, shakes her head, goes, "I don't see a way to trace it back to it, especially if the arcane energy is suspended. The fact that it's a dwarf, you said it was a dwarven rune, is a clear indication."
At this point, G says, at this point, G says, here, I'll show it to you. But it is a piece of his skin, so.
She shrugs.
I have seen worse.
Yeah, well.
Serene smiles. "I've done worse."
It was interesting because the investigators ripped it out in front of Lord Carrick, and Lord Carrick had a bit of a reaction to it. So I've been careful to so I'm being careful to announce it.
You bring it out, unfold it, present it. She looks at it, leans in close. Wrinkles her nose a little bit. It's definitely got no arcane traces left in it. She leans up. Also, that's not going to last much longer. It's rotting.
Got a piece of paper to copy it? Seems a better idea
We
than...
can do. I basically have seen it now, so I've got it memorized.
Probably more sensible than carrying rotting skin.
Well, give me a pen and some ink and I'll sketch it.
I fish it out of my bag and hand
She
it to her.
goes off and spends the next 15 minutes putting it down on paper in a larger format.
Whilst this is happening, Kaplan says, "I don't mean to intrude, but I have to help the rest of my crew pack up and leave. I'll be hanging around just in case for a couple of days, but I do need to get back unless you guys have something else to update me on.
I have just been here. I was hoping to get updates from you.
Well,
And
I believe
if you
I
need
asked.
any help, kind of, well, it'll have to be tomorrow now because I have performance tonight.
I shall try and make it to the performance, but I just have to make sure everything's going well with my guys because I got to get them across the desert and back to Saisei before all the skips leave.
Well, good luck to you and to them.
Okay. G, you rise from your position there, heading back to your shop to supervise the packing up of the said shop. You get there.
Actually, new idea. Kaplan realizes, hang on, I got something else to do. So he just gets in the sending stones and has chat Jeffrey saying, how is it going?
Almost done, sir. We're just packing the last items onto the ship now.
I may need some stuff left behind for the Shadow Summit, just in case.
You get... no, you don't. Sending stone. And Jeffrey is going to control himself from swearing at you. Go on.
Things like poison, like a poison antidote for myself, just in case. Healing potion, just in case, and maybe some of that rough clothing for disguise, as a disguise.
Gotcha. It's easy enough. Mark yourself a poison antidote of some sort and a healing potion, lesser, I believe.
He is going to head to the Golden Tote instead.
Okay, head to the Golden Tote. Denzin, sitting there.
Oh, yes.
Quiet conversation with the rune speaker. Well, not even quiet conversation. She ignores your existence entirely to keep working on those chalices.
Yeah, he's happy to just sit and watch an amazing crafter at their work. Fascinates him.
Door still open, and a tall human dressed in white robes, golden sun embroidered on their right breast. Sorry, left breast over their heart. Hello there.
Ah,
You requested my presence, Al.
oh yes, please, sir. We're a little worried that a certain poison may have worked its way inside the keep. Could you check the rune speaker's ink to make sure that it's fine? There's no poisons in there. It's a precaution.
Well, let me do this by stage. I will detect poison. First. Close his eyes.
I'm standing
Little
away
murmurs
from
of prayer.
him.
O soul, let your radiance uplift and guide and reveal all evil. Let it show the unclean to my sight. Opens his eyes, looks at the inks, looks around the room. There are several items in this that are poisonous by nature or toxic in their raw form. He says, pointing at several of the containers that contain various arcane sort of, what's the word I'm looking for?
They're spell components.
Components, that's it. He goes, but as to that, all I get is a sense of complete transparency. It does not reach
kept on fading in and out then, Ash. Sorry.
He looks at the ink and goes, "As for this, I get no sense of it at all. There is neither harmful or good to it. It
That's
is
absolutely
inert.
wonderful. That's
Not
absolutely wonderful.
necessarily. Inert does not mean it cannot be. It just means it is at rest.
I see. But there's no trace of any poison that you can determine.
I cannot trace it. Does not. I hope that helps.
It
I
does.
can
So.
tell you that I could do a detect magic on it, but he looks at the rune speaker and goes, "I'm certain this whole room would glow if I did."
I think that would possibly send you blind or something. Thank you for your help, and may Sol's blessings be upon you, sir.
So you're telling me that I'm right, and this will protect from poison?
As far as we can tell, it would appear so.
The priest pauses, almost freezes in his tracks, looks at you and goes, "I did not say that. I said it is inert. Currently it is doing nothing."
Mm-hmm.
Oh dear.
But you could detect no poison in there. Surely a poison would show up even in an inert state.
Yes, but I should get the opposite, one would imagine, from something that is meant to counter it, shouldn't I? Or maybe not. I've never actually thought of it.
Actually, let's think of it, shall we? All of us are obviously.
Hypothetically, you'd think that something that's meant to counter poison would register on it, I would have thought.
So would I. Rune Speaker, is there any way we can tell to see if it's working?
She frowns, goes to one of her shelves, puts it down in front of clear liquid down in front of the cleric. "It's not very good for you, is it?" "Oh no, that's shining bright to my senses from the spell." Pours it into one of the completed cups. Without hesitation, tosses it back. Smiles. Drops dead seconds later. No, nothing of this.
Actually, Denzin was gonna, volunteer to take it anyway, but
Being a dwarf, she's sort of resistant.
immune anyway. Yeah, but that's sort of the point. That's not testing it if somebody's immune or resistant.
Pours another one. Holds it to you. If you don't believe
I
me,
drink it. I drink it. Straight down. I look at the cleric. Pick me up if it knocks me dead.
wait. I need you to make a Constitution saving throw for me.
13.
That itch around your horns is just getting so much worse. Little spreading to your ears now.
Yeah, I'm going to talk to the cleric in a minute about that after we've finished this up.
And it feel a bit queasy, but
And I look at the cleric and just say, just check me out. Just see
as
if the
you're saying
poison
this,
has
you
done
hear a
anything.
whisper in your head. "Hello. Well, hello there. Welcome to the colony, dude."
Yeah, well.
Oh my god!
I'm
yes.
talking about the
Yeah, this is it's just a quiet whisper in the back of your head.
yeah, that's fine. But I want to know what's happening with the poison and whether I'm going to be murder stabbing lots of people.
Buddy, does a check poison. Looks at you, shakes his head, shrugs.
Excellent. Well, it would appear that your runes are working well at the moment. I suspect this isn't the place, but I have put a few of the delegates on and warned them. about things that they're drinking so that they can check them. But it would appear that
I am
for
a
the
little
moment,
offended that you doubted my work, though. But I understand the
I
need.
did not doubt your work. I wanted to know if somebody had managed to get in here and interfered with it.
Ah,
Your work appears to be excellent, and I trust you because Dorin trusts you.
blinks, frowns. If you say so, he's a dark fist. Who knows what those clowns think? The dwarf at the
Well,
door, overhearing this, gives a rogue chuckle. Aye, bloody dark fists.
really, I take it there's some clan enmity.
Not really, nothing that's beside different, They're a different
Usual,
clan. But they're
usual
each,
rivalry.
yeah, pretty much. Nothing I'd go out of my way to kill him over.
Good, I'm glad to hear that. But yeah, for the moment, he doesn't think that that's the way that they'll be getting the delegates. So, Cleric, I wonder if I might have a bit of a word with you elsewhere in private.
Certainly.
And I say, Rune Speaker, carry on your excellent work.
Oh, I plan to.
Sorry to have disturbed you for so long, but precautions must be taken.
She looks at the, calls out, lock the bloody door once they're gone. No more interruptions.
I go out with the cleric. I then explain to him that I think I've been exposed to some spores, whatever, of a possible strange mushroom, and it may have taken root. And is there anything that I can do or he could do
As you're
to
leaving, with that failed save, I need you to make a wisdom saving throw.
yeah, right. Wisdom save. 15.
You get a, oh, dude. You don't want to betray the colony now, do you? And
Yeah.
you feel something trying to grip you, but like it's a sense of peace and calm that is you shake off.
Mhm.
Are you okay, my son?
I don't think so. And I explained to him about the spores and the strange mushroom and the
An
odd elf.
elf of mushrooms in his growing out of him, you say?
Yes.
He puts his hands on sides of your head, feels around your horns, feels the slight growths there from the mushrooms. I see. And he's going to cast a greater restoration on you.
Hmm.
You feel that itch fade. And at his touch, those mushrooms fall away that had been starting to grow. And you hear, no, dear. Fades.
Am I mushroom free now? Completely.
You are mushroom free.
Right. Brilliant. Hang on. I shall.
Like stoner version of cordyceps.
Yeah, it's all right. I'm just scrubbing out the thing on my notes that says mushroom man. Basically.
I need you to make a constitution saving throw there. Because reasons.
Yeah, it's going to be a jolt to the system anyway. So that would be a
Yeah,
15.
no, you were fine. It's just to see if it got every last trace of it, because you had inhaled that shit.
Yeah, unfortunately, yeah. Oh, yeah. No, I was wholly expecting something weird and interesting to go, but he knew it was there and he was always going to get it checked out at some point, and this just seemed like an opportune moment. So
to a certain extent,
I turn to the cleric and just say, "Sir, thank you so much."
he leans forward, places hands on the side of your head, remembers a prayer, the same prayer that you'd heard in the room, detecting poison, disease, frowns. I think you're clear. Feels around your horns, your ears, turns your head, smells your breath. I cannot see any more growths on you. Frowns.
Wonderful.
I think I got them all. I hope I got them all. It was
As
weird.
do I.
I've never seen this before.
Neither have I. In all my years as head gardener, I've never come across fungi of that nature. It seems very odd.
Hmm. Where did you get them
Sentient,
from?
as I said, I had
From an
contact with
elf.
that elf, and I think some of them spread onto me. I possibly
Have you
inhaled a lot.
spoken to the elves here?
Hmm?
Have you spoken to
Sorry,
the
sir.
elves here?
I've not spoken to the elf, unfortunately. I've not seen him.
You've not seen Lord Carrick?
Oh, sorry. Yes, I could speak with Lord Carrick, couldn't I? Oh, I need to speak with Lord Carrick. Oh dear.
Well, I
um,
will leave you to it. I will hold the rights for you once. I heard the yelling from this room earlier.
Thank you, sir. Uh, uh, if I could ask for um
Last
a
rites?
a far eye funeral, if that would
A
be possible.
Farlight funeral. Oh, that's at my.
Well,
We
if you
might be
can
able to
mention
find a
it,
fire cleric, maybe.
if possible. I don't know how this is going to go, and I'm trying
The
not to laugh.
also medallion goes, go with soul's grace and protection. And
Thank you, sir.
he leaves quickly. He heads to the
I look.
stairs and he's heading off that floor.
Yes. Um, I go to see Carrick. I've got to really, unfortunately.
Yeah, Kaplan, where were you headed again?
Um,
Golden Toad?
yep, Golden Tote to have a chat to Lady Catherine.
Okay. So you're still travelling there. Takes you a moment, Denton, to get to Lord Carrick's room. Guards look at you and start shaking their head. One of them looks at you, goes, we're gathered here in memory of the stupid blonde horn.
Ah, um, I take it they're still in conference.
Oh, yeah. Is it
I could
pressing?
not particularly. I'd just like to leave a message that I need to speak to Lord Carrick
Oh,
at
that's a change.
his earliest convenience.
Oh, aye.
I'm sure he can get a message to me. I don't wish to interrupt them further today. I just need to talk to him about a matter that has arisen, completely separate
As you say,
from.
sir, we'll let him know.
Thank you very much.
Oh, aye.
I don't want to go in there again today. Unless he's actually not
As you
busy.
turn to go, the door opens. Doran's standing there and goes, well, fuck me. I thought I heard someone out here. Well, he's all yours. Boys, back to the rooms. We're done here for now.
Ah. And I stand to one side while they all troop out.
You're lucky you didn't knock on that door, lad, is all I can say.
It wasn't a
And
pressing matter, Dorin. I was leaving a message so that I could speak to him a little later if possible.
Oh, survival instincts. I like it. Well, I'm off.
Absolutely, sir. Good luck to you. Good fortune.
Aye, you too. Fair winds and smooth seas. Follow on seas.
Oh God, what was Golda? Was he Far Eye? I can't remember.
Yeah. No, he's Lathan.
That's it. Yeah, I can't think of one for Far Eye at the moment.
It's fine.
I will do at some point. And I
Are
wait
you
for them to
all
go.
far?
Hmm?
Keep going. That's just a
Yeah, yeah.
random, buddy.
I wait and then just say, well, since he's completed his things, any chance of a quick word with Carrick?
Yeah, by all means. I think pretty much majority is a goddamn followers of Far Eye. This campaign, I
You what,
had not
sorry?
realised. I mean, you, Colwyn, Malcolm,
Varys.
Varys is follower of Far Eye? No, he's Kunai.
Oh, can I? Yeah, my
Yeah.
bad. Sorry.
Random thought. Anyway, keep going.
Yeah. Anyway, yes. And I go in to see Carrick about the mushrooms.
Why are you asking about mushrooms, sir?
Well, and I relate to the story of what happened. An elf that I met had
The
these
confusion
mushrooms.
on his face, just what the fuck?
Now, and I sort of talked to him and just go, no, I've never heard of this. But
Me
because it was
either.
on an elf, I thought I'd best inform you, just in case it was something that came from maybe the Great Wood or something like that, and it's something to be
Never
aware
encountered
of.
it, never heard of it, but we'll keep our eye out.
Yeah, neither had I. It's with all my knowledge of plants and the rest of it, I've never heard of a sentient.
Maybe, uh, maybe it's something you get brought back from travels abroad. I really don't know.
Quite possibly, it's just something to be aware of that happened to me, and I thought I'd pass it on, especially since I found it on an elf. I don't know if there are any particular trade routes or things coming in that you should be aware of, that
No
might be a
idea.
possible problem.
Where was
So
he
I thought
operating
I'd pass
in?
it on.
Where was he operating?
As far as I know, he transported goods to and from. Um, he owned a cart which had various goods on it.
I
Um,
wish he knew where he's operating between.
um, as far as I know, one of his routes was definitely between here and Somerford. That one I
Mhm.
do know, but after that, I'm not sure where else he could have gone.
Well, yeah, okay.
I just wanted to make
There's,
you aware of it and see if anybody knew anything. Purely
mm,
based on the fact that he was an elf, and it might be something that, or something odd that might have been come across in the Great Wood. Obviously not.
yeah, oh, understandable.
I was just a little worried. It infected me for a little while, but thankfully, a very helpful cleric of Sol managed to purge me of it. So, yes, it seems to be sentient and to connect with somebody, and as soon as they do, they become part of the colony, and the mushrooms then grow on them.
Part
So,
of the colony.
yes, it's what the voice in my head said.
Odd.
It was very strange and very odd. As I say, in all my time as a gardener, I've never come across a plant,
And you
and I
say you
can't.
felt like a wave of peace
Yes,
and calm.
yes.
Well, that is just downright odd.
You're telling me, my lord.
Well, no, I'll keep an eye out. Thank you for the warning.
And thank you for your time again, Lord Carrick. I
Not.
must be away,
Mhm.
and
Good luck.
thank you, sir. I take it that all precautions are in against the poison.
As much
in
as we
place?
can do.
Brilliant, wonderful. It would appear that the rune speaker's work is excellent, and the protections are excellent in those special goblets.
Oh, would not be surprised. She specializes in protective magic, to my knowledge.
Superb work. And I have personally tested one of the goblets to make sure it worked. It did. I'm still upright in here.
Very good. Anyway, I have much work to do.
Yes, the blessings of all upon this place, and I wish you all the very best of luck with the conference.
Kuno's wind uplift and carry you.
Far Eye's blessing be upon you. Best I can come up with at the moment. I need to read more about Far Eye and figure something out, sorry.
Random factoid, I came up with these names when I was like 18.
Yep, cool.
I have been sitting on these particular gods for a while.
Awesome. Anyway, yeah, Denzin obviously leaves at that point. None the wiser about the mushrooms.
Very hidden.
That's a good question, actually. Probably. Yeah, I probably should go and check back down in the cistern, see if anything's been found.
So you head back down to the cistern, into the reservoir.
Yeah. And find Malcolm and check in with him.
Yep. Colin, Jaidus, what's happening with you? Where you are, mate? Guys.
You've literally caught me about to say I need to nip off at the moment for having to do with
Fine.
life stuff.
That's fine.
Yeah.
We're about to finish it up anyway.
Honestly, I am just relaxing before the performance.
Yep. Final little bit. If you need to nip off, same as last time, man, just put it in out of character with the name suggestion and nomination.
MVP.
Okay, yeah, I'll do that now. In fact, just to make it easier for myself.
You know what? We'll call it there. I can do the scene at the Golden Toad next week, and we'll more than likely move into the presentation, the performance, etc., etc.
Yeah. Fair enough. Seems like a good spot to finish. Everybody else all right with that?
Yep.
Yep.
Good.
Cool.
Play.
Bloody coming down on that poor little rune speaker. They're innocent, I swear.
Oh, yeah. They hide the
Well,
cloak
suppose-
for them.
Eh? Who went down for wash? Ink on it.
Yeah, yeah.
The dwarf coming back said that.
Yeah, yeah. The dwarf who appears to be a very good friend of the rune speaker. Yes.
Of course he is. Clan, mate.
Yeah, yeah. Good job it's not Golda doing this.
Oh, he would have
I-
been a bit like, fuck you guys. Okay, let's start from the bottom of any. MVP.
I am going MVP. I don't know.
It's been a quiet one for the most
Yeah.
part.
It has been.
that's the thing with connecting sessions.
Mm.
I ever take it last session into account as well because I abstained on last session. I couldn't think of anybody then either. Nothing really stands out. Not this session.
Any with that persuasion check. It wasn't good, but the buddy resist was buddy.
That was so funny. It was done DMs. I rolled a 5 on persuasion.
That one.
Try and get Serene to actually kind of do something rather than just say something. She rolled a nat 1 to resist.
Oh dear. Unfortunately, yeah, that's not something we
Don't
can
have it at the
really.
time. No.
I will go. I think I'll go with Denzen just for kind of its investigation skills at the moment. He's following like a bloodhound. He's on point to me. So
Thank you.
as for a title, water everywhere, and not a poison to drink.
Nice,
Quite
nice
like
reference.
that. Are we going bottom to top, Ash?
Yep. So next will be G. Kaplan.
MVP got to be Vanny for trying to curtail for having to deal with Serene.
Ree's just tweaking her nose.
Honourable reference to you for shoving us all in freaking Dorin and Carrick's faces the entire episode over and over and over and over again.
You guys had to keep going there. It's not on me. That was it was obvious people to ask. Or you guys kept coming back around to them.
And I'm going to say I can't come up with anything better than what Vanny had, so I'm going to second her title.
Okay. So Denzen.
Well, I like quite a few of the interactions that I had. And I quite like how Ed was interacting with everybody and how he stuck with his character and everything. So
Once I remembered who my character was at the moment,
was
today I'll be
playing.
mostly wearing.
It's not easy when you're juggling 3-4 different personas. But yeah, so
Tell me about it.
yeah. But yeah, I think out of a fairly nicely sort of storyline sort of episode, nothing particularly stood out. I quite liked how Ed played his character this week. So just sort of randomly, everybody was pretty good. I just enjoyed some of Ed's moments. So I'm going to give it to Ed. And yes, water everywhere, but not a poison to drink. Sounds like a good episode title to me.
I concur.
Hey, Colin.
I am. Well, you know what my vote is on the title, but yeah, I think I'm going to have to give my nomination to Vanny for her cattiness this week. I think it's the best way of putting it.
Meow.
They were all good. They were all good little interactions all the way through. It's why it's really difficult to choose this week.
There wasn't really anything that really leapt out as blindingly brilliant. It was just all really good, solid role play all the way through.
Next week's going to be the interesting one, I think.
Oh yeah.
Starting to pick up next week, guys. You'll have the
Yeah.
performance, the presentation, going into the first meeting of the summit, and the first night maybe reaching the first summit meeting of the Shadow Summit.
Mhm.
Shit's about to get real, maybe.
Ooh-ah.
Yeah.
It's been
Quite.
building to this culmination point, hasn't it?
Mm.
Yeah.
And you guys are still chasing Freds.
Nah. We're doing what we can.
Yeah.
All we can do.
Anyway, great session. Solid session. It was fun.
Yes, which is what you want, really.
I will say one thing. I am surprised that with Kaplan's incredibly suspicious nature that he wasn't rolling inside on every last little thing that dwarf did or said. The RuneSpeaker.
I think you have to take a certain amount of things at face value, otherwise you just turn into like a gibbering wreck.
Yeah, and as far as that goes, he picked several key points to do, and then he like poked at a few points and tested the waters afterwards.
Yeah, but he rolled really badly.
I'm still sort of like kind of just chuckling over the fact that he was so offended that he gets outed as a spy and then immediately kind of outs himself to the person that he's suspicious of.
Yeah.
Who did he out himself? All right. Everyone say goodbye. Let's finish up the stream and we can chat later.
Yo.
Later.
Bye.
Goodbye, future past selves. Goodbye.
We'll be back next week. I think we're doing a film next week, are we? Or is it the week after?
We'll worry about that anon.
Yep. All right.
Yep.